On Saturday the 13th of October, the Warwickshire Symphony Orchestra is performing an all-English programme consisting of 3 pieces written within the space of 6 years. We begin with George Butterworth's charming idyll, The Banks of Green Willow. This is the most played of the 3 works that he wrote for orchestra and was written in 1913. Butterworth was one of the most promising musicians of his time and was a great friend of Vaughan Williams. He collected many folk songs from the English countryside and had a real talent for weaving folk song material into his own musical offerings. The first performance of the work was given in West Kirby by an orchestra made up of players from the Halle and Liverpool orchestras. This concert was conducted by a young Adrian Bolt in his first concert with a professional orchestra. 3 weeks later, the London premiere took place. Sadly, this was probably the last occasion that Butterworth heard his own music, as he was shot by a sniper in August 1916 during the Battle of the Somme at the age of 31. The second work in our programme was completed 3 years later in 1919. We're delighted to be joined by Lionel Handy, our soloist, for Elgar's Cello Concerto. Elgar's musical output was significantly reduced during the war, but 1918 saw a period of tremendous productivity. This was the year that he composed his violin sonata, the string quartet and the piano quintet, followed the next summer by the cello concerto. The first performance of this piece was greatly hampered by a lack of rehearsal, but nevertheless the work soon became one of the most important in the cello concerto repertoire. A final piece in the programme is the second symphony by Vaughan Williams, which he named A London Symphony. This was completed in 1913 when he was 41. Vaughan Williams had never previously really considered writing a symphony, but was challenged to do so by his friend George Butterworth. He was reluctant at first, but rose to the challenge and based the symphony on some sketches he had made for a symphonic poem about London. Interestingly, he decided early on that the work was to be about sensations of London rather than telling a story. Come and hear this evocative piece and you'll hear, amongst other things, Westminster chimes and the bustle of the city.